Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So it's that time of the year where France football makes some questionable decision that sends the entire footballing world into a civil war. The Ballon Dor Ceremony is just a couple of days away, and I'm excited to see what this year is gonna be like, because with all the talks of it being one of the worst years in the history of the Ballon d'Ors, something to look forward to. Now, what I've always had an issue with the Ballon d'Or is the top 10 rankings, and the issue is more so of present day. So the last 3 or 4 ceremonies, the top 10 has literally been a popular contest, and it has not been fair ranked in terms of skill set, trophies, accolades, personal achievements, and also impact. Because whether or not we like to say it, the Ballon d'Or literally is if one won the major trophies, too, if you've had the goals and assists to back you up in that, and also performances that are memorable. And so you'd think, oh, it's the best player of the year. No, it's literally the player who has won the most trophies, but also had a part in those trophies. So I'm here to talk about, if I was a voter on the committee and I was given the chance, I would make the right decision, and whatever I'm gonna say in this video is the right decision. So let's start with the top 10. So at 10, I have 3 players to divide evenly. I'd love to see them in the top 10, not higher, not lower, top 10. Phil Foden, Valverde, and Rodrygo. Now let's talk about Foden, who had one of the best seasons of his career. I wouldn't say statistically, but in terms of accolades, he's won a Premier League with Manchester City. He went to the Euros final with England, and he won Player of the Year. I don't think Phil Foden was the best player of last season. I don't think he had the most impactful moments in the Premier League or at the Euros. So for him to finish anything above 10th would be crazy. Don't get me wrong, incredible player who is just always nice to watch, but he did not have that many moments for me to say, yeah, he's a contender for Ballon d'Or. On to Valverde. Valverde had incredible club success, also played a crucial role in those titles as well. But what bumps him down a little bit further on the ranking for me is Uruguay's, their mishap in the Copa America. I think if they would have went on further and did better than they had, it would, because he also had a good Copa America tournament, and it was one thing for him to walk away from feeling proud of himself. But again, if you don't have the international success to back up the club success, you are not going to get in that higher ranking. Rodrygo is a very underrated player who I think his skill set is of a very niche of what the youngsters of today bring, and he's not talked about a lot. Again, also had major success with his club, but why he's bumped down is international tournament. Brazil in the Copa America this year was just. At number 9, I have Kylian Mbappe. Now, I don't care if you don't like Mbappe, but you have to agree that Mbappe is one of the best players in the world. It is just what it is. And for the past 3 or 4 ceremonies, he has had a hard time in cracking in the contenders list. He's always been in the top 10 ranking, which is deservedly so. And it all boils down to, despite him having an incredible goal scoring record at PSG and in the Champions League, he would have to win the major trophies as well. And even that year when he won the World Cup, the season was just not great for him to win it overall. And he makes it this season because, again, his goal contributions is one of the best in Europe. He did not have a good Euros. He had possibly one of the worst seasons of his career in terms of trophy-wise, but he was still a good player despite, and I think it was just a bad season, guys. It was a bad season, but I don't see Mbappe out of the top 10, and I would be biased if I had him further. Number 8, Jude Bellingham. Now, I don't know where this talk was from people that, oh, Jude is going to win a Ballon d'Or before Kylian. He's going to, soar to higher heights. And don't get me wrong, his first season at Madrid started off incredible. He had some of the most involved moments, the goals, the assists. He had the big moments. He stepped up when it mattered the most, but he was not the best player. Remember, Ballon Dor is about the best player in the world, and Jude Bellingham is a good player, just not the best player. Again, in the Euros as well, nothing exciting, nothing crazy. He did have moments, but it was just not enough. And again, his club with Real Madrid, he won the trophies. I just think it would be a crime for him to finish in the top three or win the whole thing. It's just not realistic. For 7, I have Harry Kane. Now remember, I was saying that trophies get you higher up and trophies let you win the whole thing. I do think you can't discount his goal scoring records and things that he has done and the records he has broken and the milestones he's reached in his career despite his age, despite his game declining. He had a pretty fairly okay season. Now, granted, didn't win anything with Bayern, went to the final. He also had a disastrous Euros, but I do think he is due for a top 10 finish to just show some form of appreciation to Harry Kane. And this is the thing I have with strikers who and players overall who their individual game is soaring to higher heights, but their team falls to the downfall of that, and that's my problem with Harry Kane. Number 6. Another video said he should win. Yes, Cole Palmer should win the Ballon d'Or. Like, in a perfect world where we're talking about performances, big moments, he has had one of the best debut seasons in a very long time, since Mohamed Salah, since Eden Hazard, since Haaland, since all of those incredible players. He has just had an incredible, and he's replicating that for this season as well, becoming the first player to score 4 goals. But why Cole Palmer is in my top 10 is not just the goals and the assists and the numbers, it's also his involvement in the Chelsea team. He's doing this without Europa or the Champions League. He's doing this of pure football, of grinding out the wins in the Premier League, and that is in and of itself, there's just no words to explain how incredible he has been and how he's changed the fans of Chelsea, the club Chelsea's life, and anything lower than top 5. And why he would not go further up or win the whole thing, which I know Chelsea fans are literally joking, please tell me so, is because he didn't win any trophies. I think with two trophies in the club or the Euros would have sealed it off for him, that there would be no conversation. And even in the Euros, he was benched for majority of the games, and when he did come on, he did look to be inspiring. He did look to be the reason that England would stay in the competition, and to do what he did in the final was just mind-blowing. But yeah, he stays in, I had him at top 5, but the players before that I'm gonna name before him are just too good. Love you, Cole Palmer. You'll win a Ballon d'Or someday. All right, this might be controversial. Vinicius Jr. Now, I saw reports coming out that he is rumored to be the winner, and this is what I hate with the modern day journalism in football. Like, nothing is left up to the last moment. Nothing is a breaking story anymore. Everything is easily accessible. Like, we knew Messi would win his 8th Ballon d'Or last year, and for Vinicius now to be named the winner, it's like, okay, predictable. I don't think Vini should win it. I don't think so. Now, don't get me wrong, Vinicius has developed in an incredible player over time. He has set himself above and beyond. He's no longer in the youngster conversation. He's no longer in the struggling conversation. He's now in a tier of himself, basically, which he so rightly deserves. Incredible season with Madrid. He was also involved heavily in that. Again, that Brazilian Copa America appearance just wasn't cutting it. It wasn't enough. And I don't think Vini was the best player last season. I'm sorry, just before I've added Lookman, a hat-trick in a European final, incredible. He wins a Europa League top four finish with his club. He has incredible numbers last season. So the question is that he should not finish lower than the top five because again his numbers were good, his input, his impact in his team was good. He had a great season. He goes here. Three. I have Rodri. No, I understand Manchester City fans with their frustration of him not being recognized over the past two or three ceremonies because, to tell you the truth, this was even Rodri's best season in a Manchester City shirt, but he just went up a next level. You know, you can say he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League currently playing, and nobody would argue with you because why? It's the truth. And he's just been, and I think he's one of City's most important players, and he is the key, and he's an incredible leader. And outside of City and their Premier League win, to win the Euros as well, also being a key player in that team and also putting up some incredible performances like he has had a year. And anything less than the top three would again be a shame. A shame. A shame. And I hear the talks of him winning it, but no, it's not gonna happen. The best I see them giving Rodri is on the podium finish at third. The best. Then now the Ballon d'Or winner and the second place are very neck and neck for me, and let me tell you why. So I have Erling Haaland and I have Lautaro Martinez. Let's talk about Lautaro Martinez. Now, in a perfect world where there is no Haaland, Lautaro would win it. And hear me out. Top scorer in the Serie A, top scorer in the Copa America win, Serie A win. He was on fire. Now, he's not the most polished player ever, and he's not the best in his position, but he gets the job done, and he has incredible moments, and he has done what he needs to do to secure either the win, and I'm on the side that he should win the Ballon d'Or. But it begs the question, was he the best player? Did he have all the moments? Don't argue with me. Erling Haaland. He's a robot. He's unstoppable. Whether you like the way how he plays or his strengths and his weaknesses, you cannot look away from the fact that what he is doing has never been done and never will be done. Right? His numbers, and last season that's the thing. It wasn't even his best season, and he still reigned supreme over all the other Premier League players. So that in itself just shows you that this young man is something to look out for. Why I would not be upset at him not winning it, again, you're international, because while you individually are breaking the records and doing things, internationally, not looking good, and the Ballon d'Or likes to favor those who would have won a major international trophy. I have so much more to talk about the Kopa Trophy. No, it is evident that Yamal is the winner. There's no argument over that. This is the third Barca player in 4 years to win the Kopa Trophy, and that goes to show how talented and how, I wouldn't even say underrated, how good La Masia is and their academy, and every year the talents that they do pick out to start for the first team are, hats off to Barcelona. You guys can complain all you want every year, but they're gonna win it because the talents are good. Few thoughts. Why is Garnacho there? When I saw the announcement, I was like, why is Garnacho here? What? Arda Güler, I think maybe top 3, top 5. And in a world where there's no Yamal, I think Mattistel, he would be my pick to win. Is Jamal Musiala too young? Because he was robbed of a Kopa Trophy. Yacine Trophy. So this, I think, is one of the most competitive years because it could go to Emi Martinez first Copa America win and top 4 finish with Aston Villa. But then they might go Unai Simon for his incredible display throughout the Euros. Jan Sommer also had a good season. Giorgio from Georgia. I'm so great with words. I don't see him winning the entire thing. I do see him getting an appreciative moment in the ceremony because Mike Manyan was due for one as well. A Yacine Trophy, not the year. But again, the competition is stiff in this part. Let's move on to the women's Ballon d'Or. And I talked about it in my Bunny Shaw video. I'd love to see her win a Ballon d'Or. But as I said, the trophies count. The individual accolades are amazing. The play of the year, goals, highest goal scoring records, all of that stuff is amazing. Although she did not win the WSL title with Man City, neither did she win a trophy with the Reggae Girls. So that will be a disadvantage for her. But I'm walking away with a top 3 finish for money. My top 10 would look like Sophia Smith has to be there. She had a great season. Myra Ramirez with Chelsea and Colombia. The incredible GOAT, Maria Antoinette. I think Caroline Hansen, and that would make it another Barca reign in the Ballon d'Or on the women's side as well. I'd love to see Lauren James in the top 5. Won a trophy with Chelsea. England, her numbers were incredible. Lucy Bronze, also trophy magnet is on her. The Barca girls are just one of the Barca girls will win, first of all, and then Bunny. In terms of the winner, as I said, a Barca girl might win it. If they want to go shock value, then May, Big May, give it to Bunny. Let's move on to Club of the Year. No, City and Madrid would be the safest options. They would be the okay options in terms of they've won the bigger prizes and they've done really incredible stuff. But if we're talking about groundbreaking season, the numbers, dethroning a reigning champion, Bayer Leverkusen has to win the Club of the Year. I don't see it going to Dortmund because at the last moment they failed at the Champions League and in the Bundesliga. Girona, they are more of a inspiring story more than Club of the Year. For the women's side, sorry. This is good competition. Chelsea winning 4 titles in a row. Barcelona also just sweeping away their league. Lyon, who also had incredible season. NY Gotham did incredible things as well. So, but I would love for it to be Chelsea. You know what they did is just unrivaled and unmatched, back to back, and it wasn't a walkover. It was left at the last minute. For Coach of the Year, again, to pick Guardiola or to pick Ancelotti is the safer option. I think Xabi Alonso deserves this. What he did with that team and what he continues to do is inspiring, and it gives for the ideology of no experience and you're too young, thrown out the window. As long as you know what you're doing and you're qualified enough to do it, you'll do good. But yeah, that's what I think about the Ballon d'Or for this year. Tell me, guys, drop your comments down below and tell me what you disagree with, what you agree with, some of your thoughts, who you think should win the Ballon d'Or. But yeah, thank you guys so much.